Hi guys, welcome to another episode of The Beautiful You Show. Today is going to be a talk story video. I just wanted to share my experience with you. I recently got back from a trip to LA. I went to a workshop and then I hung out with one of my friends. That's a coaching friend. Um, and then I came back home. So, about a year and a half ago, I started listening to this podcast. It's called Don't Keep Your Day Job. The host is Kathy Heller, Kathy.Heller on Instagram. And I really love the podcast. It's for anybody that is wanting to leave their day job or have plans to start a side hustle, something that they really, really want to do. And one thing that I love about the host, Kathy Heller, is she has the ability to make whoever she is talking to, so any of the guests, feel seen. And you can tell that because when they are on the podcast, she is able to get, I would say, to get them to a place where they're sharing more of their story and they are more vulnerable, more open. And so their story really is inspiring and it hits home for a lot of people, because you find out that they're just people like you. They're people that have this dream and have had trials and tribulations in pursuit of those dreams, but that they've kept going and been able to get over whatever roadblocks they were experiencing in order to achieve their dreams. And so last year in October, she had like a 2-day event. It was kind of like as if you went to a live taping of her podcast. It was a workshop. There were different speakers. There was an actor. There was comedians. There were people, craft people, um, people that were living their dreams with whatever creative medium that they were doing it with. So there's also a lot of podcasters, a lot of songwriters, um, people that are in the field. And I went to that and I really had a great time. So when this new event was announced, I knew I wanted to go. But because it's very expensive to, um, for the plane ride, it's very expensive to get a hotel, a rent a car. I thought against it. And then as the guests were being announced, I was getting really excited. And I was like, you know what? Whoever gets to go is going to have a really great time. And like, I believe that. And then this one guest was announced. Her name is Amber Ray. She's an author. And I happened to hear her on another podcast, and I just thought she was really an exceptional woman. She had a great story. I was impressed by how much she just embodied who she was. And it's not that she was fearless or untouchable. She was very human, very vulnerable. She shared her story, but she was also able to accomplish her dreams. So when that person was announced, I really wanted to go and I got really excited. And so things started coming together and I was able to make it happen. Um, so I'm going to share the takeaways and the nuggets that I got from being at the actual workshop in another uh, video, in another YouTube video, because I really want to give that um, its proper due, because I learned so much at the workshop. It really lifted a weight that's been on my heart. Um, and so I want to share that in its own video. But the workshop was really amazing. I got to meet a lot of wonderful people. I saw a lot of amazing speakers sharing tips, their journey, how to come back from a setback. And so all that I'll share in another video. But the experience, I just wanted to talk about that. It was really wonderful. Um, I was surrounded by a lot of creative types of people. We had writers, we had artists, we had podcasters, we had singers, songwriters, we had people that enjoy meditation. There were so many people with all types of dreams from all different backgrounds. And it was just, you could feel that the air was like electric with excitement and dreams and goals. And everybody seemed to be in a like minded type of space, in the sense where it just felt sort of magical. And everything we were hearing and discussing and talking about, it was just awesome to listen to everybody and then to share with all the attendees that were there, their takeaways and stuff like that. And then the next day, I got to hang out with my friend, um, and she did a card. Well, we both did card readings. So she has these 3 deck of cards, that she likes to do readings with. And I've never done a card reading. Like, I've never pulled cards for myself. So there's all types of different decks. I think people are more familiar with tarot card reading. There is so much noise in outside. So sorry. There's a lot of dogs, and then you hear some chickens. So hopefully you can still hear me over the distracting noise. But she had 3 different decks. I need to look on my phone to talk about the decks. Let me get them up for you. Okay. So one of the decks was the Wisdom Oracle deck. It's a red box. The next deck was the Goddess Guidance Oracle cards. And then the last one was Work Your Light Oracle cards. So what you're supposed to do is, she went first to kind of be an example for me. So you're supposed to shuffle the deck, put your energy on the deck, and then you're supposed to ask the deck a question. And so she went first. She had, a different spread of cards. So the first one, you're supposed to pull 3 cards, which was the Wisdom Oracle deck. And then the other 2 decks, you just pull 1 card each. And so she did it, and she had a certain reading. And then she said, okay, it's your turn to do it. And again, I said, I've never had card readings ever before. I've never done it myself. Like, other people have said, oh, do you want me to pull an angel card for you, and tell you what it's about? And I was like, yeah, okay. And when they do it, it just never felt fully me, like it fit. But this time, for some reason, I just had so much gratitude in my heart, and I don't know, it felt electric. So when I did my card deck, all I asked is, what are you here to teach me? And what lessons do you want me to learn? And so I did my card deck where you pick the different cards. And my cards literally blew me away. It was so reaffirming. Not just to get the cards, but then you read a book and it tells you what the cards are for. And what I love about the cards is it spoke to everything I was thinking about before I took this trip. I have a day job, but I'm also an entrepreneur. I call myself a story shifting coach. So I work with women and I help them shift their stories. So first, I help them recognize their stories and how they are limiting themselves with their stories, to recognize that, and then to shift that so that they can create new and empowering stories and kind of have, a breakthrough to live the life that they really want to live. And so there's a lot of unknowns with that, which causes anxiety. And so before I went on this trip, I felt like the answers were going to come to me, but I thought they were going to only come, at the workshop, because I was going to this big workshop. But when I did my card reading, they were so reaffirming. And it was like confirmation that you're on the right path. You are doing what your soul is meant to do. And so one of the cards that I got, um, is that I'm not alone. I have ancestors that are there guiding me. And it just felt right. It just felt like I had the cards I was supposed to have. And so I was so grateful for that. But that was an amazing experience. And it was just, it was just different. You know, I've heard of tarot cards before, but I've never like done them for myself or see how they played out before. And I thought, to be honest, I was quite nervous because the cards that my friend said, she said, I mean, got, she said she always gets those cards. And so I was like, oh, I'll just be getting, you know, in my head, I thought I'm just going to be getting the same cards. But it was completely different. And it was cards that were meant for me. So, um, so yeah. That was pretty exciting. But hopefully you guys will tune in because my next video is going to be about all the takeaways that I got from the workshop, and hopefully they can inspire you and support you in your dreams like they inspired me and support me towards mine. But thank you so much for joining me. My voice is kind of raspy. I wasn't doing any yelling or screaming or anything like that, but I was talking a lot and I was not getting adequate sleep, which I think you can tell by my voice. But thank you so much for watching. If you ever have any questions or if you want to share any of your experiences, you can always leave them in the comments down below. And I'll catch you next time with my next video. Thank you. Bye-bye.